I still remember the difference, what he has been teaching on between the CR and PS. There is much more involved than creating a cutout for the cam box mechanism. He taught me the difference in technique, difference in prosthetic sizing, and difference in prosthetic positioning between CR and PS. I'll never forget that experience with him. This is Professor Alfred Tria from New Jersey, USA. He is a student of Professor John Insall, and he has authored many books on arthroplasty. He came to Madurai in 2012 for a workshop organized by us and gave a valuable demonstration with live surgery. And I'd like to highlight one of the points what he has been telling those days. In case of varus knee, he used to classify into two types, the anatomic varus and the varus with the elongated medial femoral condyle. And if you fail to recognize this situation, you may land up with a mild rotation of your femoral processes, and you may not be able to get your piano sign properly. This is Professor Y.K. Chung, founder of the Delta Group in Australia. He's been working at the Nepean Center, Penrith, 200 kilometers from Sydney, and the operative demonstrations and lectures conducted by him has benefited many orthopedic surgeons from different parts of the world, and I am one among them. With the knowledge gained by the expert arthroplasty surgeons, I would like to show some of the cases which we have done. This is a case of genu valgum in a 79-year-old male with rheumatoid arthritis with a severe deformity, and his preoperative picture shows a gross genu valgum with a huge tibial defect. We followed the principles of Professor Ranawat, inside-out technique, and corrected the deformity, and we used linked constraint processes on the right side and a non-linked constraint processes on the left side, and post-operatively the deformity got corrected well and the patient was able to walk comfortably without pain. This is a case of a lady patient who had a very severe varus deformity, and she was finding it difficult to walk even with the walker, and her preoperative X-ray showed a huge defect on the tibia. Moreover, she had an extra-articular deformity because of a malinating stress fracture. Thanks to Hungerford for his wonderful work on extra-articular deformities that made us go through the case. And this is intraoperative pictures which shows the bony cuts and the defect. And then this is the post-operative picture which shows a procedure done with a single-stage intra-articular method. Post-operatively down the line 1 year, even the stress fracture has healed well and good remodeling has happened. And you could see the patient walking comfortably in the immediate post-operative period without any support, and she had a good range of movement also. The next thing is the genu recurvatum, which a rare occurrence in any surgeon's life. And this is one case where a lady with a gross genu recurvatum, and you could see that she had a very severe patella baja also. She had a good quadriceps function, so we decided to go with the TKA. And this is the post-operative picture where we followed the principles taught by the teachers, where you can see that we distalized the joint line, we have used the high offset processes, and you could see the patella baja also is corrected to a great extent. This is the post-operative picture of the patient where you could see that she could walk without the recurvatum in the immediate post-operative period. Coming to THR, especially post-acetabular fractures, this is a case of a young 25-year-old maid who had severe arthritis with bone loss following acetabular fracture, and on the table the problems encountered were interposed hardware and then a segmental defect, almost Peperovsky type 3A. And then in this case what we did was we tried to convert the segmental fracture into a contained one by using a plate osteosynthesis and impaction bone grafting, and we used a multi-hole hemispherical cup. Even though we didn't have a good rim fit, he went on to do well, and you could see that in down the line 8 months you could appreciate even the posterior wall of the acetabulum is reforming. This is another case, similar case in a 67-year-old male. Today you have better material like trabecular metal to tackle this situation, and this is what we have done in this case, and you could appreciate that the leg length and the offset has been restored. Thanks to my class batchmate, Professor Muthuvelrajan Natarajan. He has done a pioneer work in orthopedic oncology, and with experience, he has trained many batches of postgraduates, and we'd like to share some of the oncological experience we had. This is a case of 30-year-old male presented with Ewing sarcoma, right proximal femur, treated with resection and bone cement over IM nail done in Germany 6 years back. And then he landed with us with a broken nail, and we did a revision total hip replacement with the tumor processes. This is after removal of the proximal femur with nail, and reconstruction done was with the proximal femoral processes, and then they had a good functional activity after the surgery. This is a case of a young girl with osteosarcoma of the lower femur. Again, the principle taught by the experts have been followed, and the resection, en bloc resection done, and reconstruction done with the hinged tumor processes. This is a 2-year follow-up. She had a good function even at 2 years, but we lost to follow-up after that. This is recurrent GCT proximal tibia in a 44-year-old female, where again the principles are followed, tumor resection done, reconstruction done with tumor processes, and medial gastrocnemius muscle flap cover. This is 18 months follow-up. She has been doing well. This is Professor Chris Dodd of the Oxford Group UK. Thanks to Dr. Suri and Dr. Vijay Bose for organizing the first Oxford Uni course in 2017 at Chennai. Attending that course has opened my mind and eyes regarding the concept I had for uni, and I started doing my unis from 2017. This is one of the cases, a 76-year-old male with a predominantly anteromedial osteoarthritis, but he had a huge tibial defect, so I had to use a thicker spoon in this case and a very conservative tibial cut, and I had to use a thick mobile bearing, 4 millimeter, and you could see the joint is well balanced now, and the patient did very well post-operatively. I sent these pictures to Professor Dodd, and immediately he replied with a very, very encouraging email saying that it is well done, and it was a great experience for me to receive a recognition from a stalwart. Orthopedics has given me an opportunity to meet the great orthopedic surgeons in India, and it gave me an opportunity to rub shoulders to shoulder with them on occasions. I really cherish that even today in my life. Orthopedics has taken me to different parts of the world and shown me some of the best places in the world. And my sincere advice to the young people is spend some time on physical activity and learn to enjoy the benefits of endorphins. Finally, the family, as Professor Chit Ranawat said, always take care of your family, because in the end, it's not the profession, it's your family who is going to be of help when you need it. This is my extended family, and when I showed the previous slides, in my initial slides, I talked about Dronacharya. Even great guru like Dronacharya demanded Guru Dakshina from his student, Ekalaiva, and got his right thumb. But throughout my journey through orthopedics, none of my teachers have demanded any type of Dakshina from me. They were only interested in imparting orthopedic knowledge and skill to their students, and they gave them courage to face this world. When I wanted to thank my teachers in this regard, I was reminded of a movie released in 1961, and before ending my talk, I would like to put a small clipping from that movie to serve with love.
Listen a minute, everybody. I've got an announcement to make. It's about Sir. Well, sir, we'd all like to thank you very much for everything you've done for us. And we'd like to give you a little present to remember us by. Come on, Babs. You mean Miss Peg? Babs. Go on.
The time has come for closing books, and long last looks must end. from strong. That's a lot to learn. What can I give you in return? If you wanted the moon, I would try to make a start, but I would rather you let me give my heart to Sir with love.
I thank you for your attention and indulgence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We made us to walk with you for the past 40 years. So, it is an inspirational speech for the youngsters. How to remember your seniors. So, wherever he got messages, he is having remembrance of that, is came with out of that. Thank you, sir. We will now go to next oration. Our secretary will introduce.